Um, we are on to homecoming week, playing Delaware State this week. I guess you see I'm not trying to talk about the previous game that we played this Saturday against Bethune-Cookman. And, you know, the less I talk about that game, I guess, the better. But, you know, it was a tough football game. We had an opportunity to win that football game, and you know, I felt really badly for our team and for our fans, you know, with the fact that we didn't get it done. We got behind, kind of sort of big, not big in the day's game. 10 points is not much of an uphill battle, and actually get down more than that because it was 26 to 25 to 6, yeah. And is that not working?
No, it's working. I just want to slide it a little bit closer.
Okay.
That's okay.
25 to 6. I know Raymond McKenzie's over here close too, so I can get. Is that better? Can you tell?
Yeah.
It was 25 to 6, and you know that was a bleak time, and they had the football booth again. So you know it was a possibility of us getting blown out there for a minute. We kind of got our wits about us and got settled down, got out of the half. Actually, I was proud of the little spurt that we had the other half. Had a drive going and turned the football over. They tried to, I don't know why they wanted to try to do all that stuff to keep the football out of just punted to us, but they wanted to try to keep the ball and try to throw a pass again. Our kids intercepted it, we got it down, and then Burroughs gets in the end zone and scores right before the end of the half. So I felt like we were, you know, in good shape at the half because, you know, we'd gotten that big momentum changer, you know, right there at the very end of the half, and then we get in the second half and score a point or two. I thought we were fine. So everything worked out perfect. We come out the second half and drive the football to the length of the field and score one of the better drives we had in a while. And we down 25-20. And then we go from there for almost the rest of the football game and can't score. And they don't score either. Our defense is playing good. And that was the disappointing part for me. At that point, we didn't necessarily do much to give ourselves a chance to win the football game from that point on. And we did finally get a drive going after they kicked the field goal to go up by 8. Got the football back down the field, got it in the end zone. Didn't do a good job of the 2-point play. Didn't have a shot at it. Actually, we had a guy open, but you know, guy sacked us before we got going. Hit Nick at the point when he's trying to release the ball. And then at that point, then you know we lose the game. So 28-26. The Bethune is you know, last year they beat us 12-9. This year they beat us 28-26. I mean, this is hard now. We over it though. We met on Sunday, did our usual Sunday routine. A little less, but did our usual Sunday routine. Of course, they're prepared now. We get ready for Delaware State. Delaware State's, I guess, somewhere in the Jolie Dunn family style of defense. 3-3-5, guys moving all over the place. Lots of big skill, mid-skill kind of size bodies. And they run out pretty good. They hadn't won a game, you know, which is, you know, a concern for us because, you know, they're hungry for an opportunity. I'm sure they see us as a chance for them to win a game. They beat us up there last year. The new head football coach is a gentleman by the name of Rod Milstead. Coach Milstead played at Delaware State and played in the NFL for a long time. Tell me he's a heck of an offensive line guy. And, you know, he's got all of the support of Delaware State. They want to try to make football go there, and they start to put a good bit into it. So it may take them a little while, but, you know, they got all the pieces in place to, you know, to start improving him pretty quickly. They're playing a lot of young guys, kind of similar to us. It'll be interesting to see, you know, exactly how we come out and play against another young football team this coming Saturday here at Bulldogs Stadium at 1:30 for homecoming. Questions?
Second half, team played totally different. What do you attribute that to? The youth, or just the coaches making adjustments, or what really?
Some adjustments. Our defensive staff really did a nice job, I thought, of getting a grip on the Bethune-Cookman run game. They had it spread out pretty good, and that old quarterback, Kevius Williams, is a good football player, and he's developing into a guy that can hurt you with both the throw and the run. He's a tough runner. We couldn't tackle him, and you know, that kind of gets, you know, exposed with some of our youth that way. We're not quite strong enough, I don't think, sometimes, and we try to reach instead of run through. So fundamentally, we got some work to do to make sure that we do a better job of getting those kind of ball carriers on the ground. But we did play a good bit better in the second half, especially on defense, and had a real good drive. Had 2 good drives on offense. Just too much space in between them. We got the first drive down the field at the beginning of the second half, and then the last drive down the field. The first time, the last time we had it. On both occasions, we were able to get the football down the field and score. We just didn't do enough in between there. So generally, when you score 26 points here at South Carolina State, that's generally enough. We didn't give up quite that many points though, because 9 of the points that we gave up a point. We gave up 2 points on a blocked kick, and you know, I gotta complain a little bit about that block kick because they just completely annihilated our center. And the rule is that that guy is not supposed to be hit until he raises his head after the snap. Is a safety issue, and you know, that didn't happen on that particular snap. They were able to run over him and get into the middle of the backfield and block the kick. That was probably as disappointing a play as we had, along with the fact that we threw a pick 6. Tried to throw a little RPO ball in front. Ball got a little bit ahead of the receiver. Receiver didn't quite run the kind of route that I wish he had run. And, you know, we ended up giving up a point or 2 there that we gave up a touchdown that way. So we did give up 28 points, but 9 of those points were actually points that the offense gave up, somehow or the offense and special teams. So, you know, our defense did play a good bit better in the second half. Only gave up the 3 points in the second half.
How much of a teaching time is this for you with the team as far as a 3-point win and you have a 2-point loss? How little things and just paying attention to detail can make a difference in the game?
Yeah, in that neck of the woods, you're exactly right. You got pretty good places there to talk about, you know, the kinds of things you need to do to improve. You get the feel for if you continue to play, you're going to have an opportunity to win the game. We talk a good bit about playing all the way to the end. If we stay together as a football team and play all the way to the very end, generally we do have opportunities to win a football game that way. So that's what we try to do. You know, we try to encourage our guys to always, and in life you got to continue to fight sometimes through adversity. You don't necessarily see that there's a possibility of good things still to come. And by the time they come, lots of times you messed up so bad previously until you can't really fully take advantage of it. So, you know, the fact that our guys continue to fight hard, that was the one comment that the Bethune-Cookman coaches had to say about us, even from last year, was that, you know, we've beaten South Carolina State, but it hadn't been easy. You know, we've been in fights all the way to the very end, and we get behind, but we don't quit.
You mentioned that the team coming in is 0-6, and they may be looking at you as a team that they can get their first win against. Mm-hmm. Do you worry your team may be doing the same thing? They look at them and it's homecoming, they're coming here, and they may be taking that for granted?
That could be a problem, and you know, we're trying to make sure that we do a good job of making our guys understand that we've been close every game, and regardless of what the record of the teams that we played, you know, it's been a close football game. So you can bet that Delaware will come in here. The one thing that really will catch the attention of her is their defense. Those guys really run and strike you. And Howard got them off their kilter last week by hitting them with some deep ball. Howard's got a quarterback and a receiver that can play with the best in this league, maybe the best in championship subdivision football. And if you belly up on those guys, you get too close to them, they'll get you off them in a hurry, because they can do that. They can do the kind of things that can burn a young secondary. So, you know, we've got to see that. I don't know if we've got that kind of ability yet. So if that's the case, that it might be a little more of a dogfight for us. They match up better against us than they do against one of those highly skilled teams like Howard is. So, you know, we don't have our work cut out for us. So we better make sure that we get a good, solid week's work in, because if not, then these guys come in here and give us a tussle.
Coach, how would you describe the mood of your team right now, especially after this weekend and going into homecoming?
Homecoming is always a big deal here, but now the festivities around homecoming are not for us. You know, we try to make them understand in a real quick and short fashion that you know that they've got to go ahead and do the stuff that they got to do so they can have the ability to show off good on the game day itself. So our guys are excited about playing. It's always a big crowd. We had a nice crowd last weekend. We expect to have a big one this weekend. You know, anytime you got those kinds of opportunities, you got to take advantage of it. So we want to try to make sure that we do the best job of getting ourselves ready to play, you know, especially under these circumstances.
You've already won from Morgan's homecoming, so it'd be a good win.
It would be nice, yeah. We still got a string of homecomings to go. I don't know exactly how many for sure,
right.
But I know this is ours, and the very last thing I want to do is go out and play poorly at our own homecoming after having gone and won our only game on another school's homecoming.
You mentioned Delaware State's defense. What really concerns you about their offense, and what do you need to slow down, stop?
You know what? Their offense is very similar to ours. You know, they do a lot of the option style kind of game, you know, from the shotgun. They are playing two quarterbacks now. They've got a running back that can go the distance at any time. And, you know, when you got option ball, you better always be real disciplined in a way where if you're not, then those guys always break one of those phases on you. So we got to do a good job of preparing, you know, to stop that style of attack. And then last but not least, you know, those quarterbacks can go around a bit. And they got to receive a guy that beat us last year for a couple of touches up there is back. So they got some people that can hurt us in the throw game also.
Coach, when you look at your defense, you say your defense is playing well, but a lot of the kids making the big plays are your freshmen and your sophomores.
Yeah, we played. There was one point out there this past game that we had 4 freshmen in the game, you know, at one time, and I don't know if I've ever seen that here before. You know, it speaks for a bright future down the road a piece, but at the same time, it's scary now to watch it as it, you know, as it transpires, you know, in real live action. So, you know, we've got our work cut out for us to make sure that we, you know, stay on top of those guys to make sure that they kind of, you know, keep all their, you know, ducks in a row. So I think we've got a chance to be really good down the road a piece. But right now, you know, it's a little bit of a scary kind of circumstance with all those young guys out there.
What have you seen with offense just progressing? Because I mean, 3 straight games, scoring in double figures. That's got to be some kind of progression you've seen. Where they just got better.
You can see some improvement. You know, the big thing that we got to figure out is how to make some leaps of improvement. You know, we kind of gradually get a little bit better. We need to do a little bit more faster that way. We'll continue to tinker to see what we can do to make it work. But now at this point, we got plenty of work to do.